Welcome back to the Fifth Quarter Sportscast. I'm Jared Judy. I'm here with my buddy, as usual, Todd Corley. How you doing?
We're on our way.
All right, sounds good.
We're good.
All right, well, we're getting there. So we'll jump right in. We got some games to break down, some studs and duds, some cheers of the week polls. We got a couple of breaking news, and then we'll touch back on our preemptive predictions as far as the division leaders after the first quarter of the season. We'll see where we stand and where we see the next quarter division leaders, where we could see those where those stand. But we'll start off here with our cheers of the week poll. Week 4 of the NFL wrapped up with the Monday Night Football game. Barn burner. Let's just put it that way. Which game was the most entertaining? We had Rams-Colts went into overtime. Eagles-Commanders went into overtime. Bills-Dolphins. Titans-Bengals. Surprisingly, Rams-Colts, Bills-Dolphins, both 33%. Eagles-Commanders, Titans-Bengals, both at 17%. So it was kind of all over the board. Me personally, I thought the Bills and Dolphins, just because for as much as the Dolphins just laid it on, you put up 70 points on Denver one week, and then you get blasted the following week.
I feel like I could have broken a tie in this one. I did not vote.
Well, I'll put it this way. My vote was for the Bills and Dolphins if I was to vote. But if you're voting, who's your vote?
Man, I don't know. I don't like to agree. I feel like maybe I should make it a tie again. All of a sudden, the Rams-Colts is looking pretty damn good.
Yeah, you would.
But I don't know, though. I don't know. Now I'm swaying towards Eagles-Commanders. Fuck me, man. There's no Lions on here.
I mean, it's hard to overlook an overtime game, but then again, I like the fact that it was a total, as some would say on this podcast, a 360. You just blast the crap out of the team, and then the next week you get blasted in the same fashion.
Listen, as a multi-league owner of Josh Allen, I'm going to go with you, buddy. Bills, Dolphins.
There we go. Cheers. For those not on the video chat here, I think Todd just polished it all off on one swift gulp.
That one's gone. Another beer.
Well, all right, let's dive in. So, as part of the poll, Rams-Colts go to overtime for the one of two overtime games of the week. I find, I don't know. There's got to be some sort of record here. I didn't think to look into it before this, but it seems like there's an awful lot of overtime games all of a sudden through 4 weeks. And the Colts have 2 out of 4 weeks. That's got to be some sort of record. That many overtime games involving the same team. Like, I'm not saying there's a script, but just saying it's a little interesting.
More commercials, more monies.
It's true.
Plus, Anthony Richardson's a bad dude.
It's true. However, the Colts won the first overtime game last week, and this time around they didn't. Rams get the W. I don't know. Did you see anything of interest in that game? As far as, I didn't watch it. I saw stats, and I mean, Richardson, he seemed to pick right up where he left off. But other than that, I mean, I don't know what to think of the Rams. I mean, outside of Nakua, I mean, that's it. That's their offense.
Yeah, they're getting Cooper Kupp back here for a couple days until he re-injures his hammy.
I mean, Williams had a decent day, 25 for 103, 2 touchdowns. But, I mean, Nakua, 9 for 163 and a touchdown. I mean, He's literally been hot right from the start of the season.
Puka.
He was a
Puka
complete
juice.
no-namer. No one's ever heard of him, and he's just blown up on the scene. I don't know where he's at in their depth chart. Is he their 2 or 3? Do you know?
He'll still be in there.
Well, that was my thing. When Cooper comes back, where does he fare on the depth chart? Because he's got to be out there. He's definitely proven
he's
it.
going to be playing. Yeah.
So how many? My question is, how much of the target share do you think he takes away from Cooper?
I think Cooper probably opens up more opportunities for him because early on,
Really?
Figure,
I mean,
yeah, I
don't know.
Well, everybody's going to be Cooper's good. So okay.
I mean, he's already made it. He's made a name for himself, so people know he's a weapon. It's not like he's an unproven commodity at this point.
Yeah, but there may have been somebody that we went to nursing school with who may or may not have a family member who's close to the organization who was telling me some whatever inside intel that he thinks is inside about sell high on Puka, buy low on Cooper, which I mean everybody knows Cooper Cup's coming back. It's not like that's a secret.
Yeah,
but I don't know, man. I have zero faith in Cooper Cup. I know his talent's immense, but I just don't trust hamstrings on guys that use their legs.
He reminds me of the Dalvin Cook lately. Like, you're always looking to pick up his backup these days because he just can't seem to stay on the field over the last season or so. He's always injured because he's such a high power athlete. He's an elite athlete, but he gets hurt real easy.
I didn't want any shares of him because I knew his leg was going to be a problem, and I don't know. I like Puka.
Well, the thing too is sometimes it seems like those things tend to linger longer than they should. So, is he ever going to be 100% this year?
All it takes is a little tweak, and guess what? You're right back where you were.
Which we'll get a little bit into this a little bit later on, but for those high caliber athletes that are just a Ferrari, you would think their hamstring injuries are more common. It just blows me away how Tyreek Hill never seems to be injured. I mean, the guy runs like 20 miles a game, and yet he's never injured. Like, I don't know what kind of rehab regimen he's doing, but props to him. He runs more than anybody else in the league.
Yeah, he does.
But moving on, we'll get to the other overtime game here, second of the two. We got the Eagles in Washington. They go to OT. A lot closer than I would have expected. I mean, I didn't think Washington was going to be that good, so I don't know if it's just Philly had a down day or Washington's a lot better than we expected, but Philly gets the W, but just barely, 34-31. I don't know what to think of Sam Howell. Granted, in our fantasy league, the Commissioner Cup, I was forced to pick him up or Stafford because I have a quarterback on a bye. He's not terrible.
That's a solid choice. Yeah,
he's not terrible. And I mean, to be honest, I'm kind of looking at the matchups. I don't necessarily like Rams versus the Eagles defense. So by default, I'm going with my head here. And I'm playing anybody that plays Chicago. So until proven otherwise, you're the punching bag of the league this year. So I like my odds with that instead. But
it's a solid play. Can't go wrong.
No. But, I mean, he didn't have a bad day. I mean, the offensive line didn't do him much help, but he went 29 of 41, 290, a touchdown, but was sacked 5 times. But, I mean, McLaurin, 8 for 86. It was a decent day. Samuel, 7 for 51, and he had a rush as well for, 1 yard. He earned that 1 yard. But then Sam Howell, 6 of
count all those yards. You didn't have enough fans.
Yeah, Sam Howell, 6 for 40 yards. So I mean, it's not terrible, but I don't know. I just
serviceable.
I mean, he's a good bye week fill-in. I just didn't expect Washington to put up that much of a fight, to be honest. I didn't see that one coming.
Well, you don't have Baker Mayfield this week to play quarterback, so
it's true.
You're pretty much stuck. Yeah, they really saddled you there with a bunch of no-name scrubs.
It's true.
Yeah, I'd take some Sam Howell.
The howitzer. So, with that being said, we'll get on to the Ferrari I mentioned earlier about Tyreek Hill and our poll. The Dolphins, after putting 70 to 20, putting up 50, winning by 50 on Denver last week, they just get smacked in the mouth. The following week, they lose 48-20 to the Bills.
That's right.
Are we sold on the Bills being prime form? Because it seems like a couple games I've watched, it seems like they kind of struggle. They're not like, end of mid-season form yet. I feel like same thing with the Chiefs.
Not prime form is your leading rusher is Latavius Murray. I don't think
it's
you're
true.
In prime form when you got that old budget rental car.
Yeah, I mean, they'll get
They're
there.
Better than the Packers. Let's just all in this room agree that the Bills are better than the Packers.
I mean,
okay, good. Moving on.
That bar's pretty low. Let's just put it that way.
That's right. I like to take every opportunity to remind you. The only chance you had at fucking redemption is sitting in New York in a pair of shitty crutches.
Yeah. So back to the Dolphins. What do we think? Do we think that the Dolphins are a blip in the radar, or do we think they just had an off week, or do you think they're actually going to be a tough competition in that division?
No, Dolphins are good.
Essentially, it's in the last few years, it's been Buffalo's. Yeah, I mean, it's been Buffalo's division to lose, but I think the Dolphins are they're gonna put up a decent fight. I mean, I don't know about their defense, but their offense has tons of weapons everywhere.
It all depends on that Dolphins offensive line.
That if Tua knows how to do his jiu-jitsu slide from smacking his head off the ground.
Break fall.
I don't know. Do you know when do they play again? Do they play at the end of the year or do they play sooner?
Oh, let's take a little look, skis.
Because it would be.
I guess they played week 4. They play week. Oh yeah, baby. Damn, January 7th, last game of the season.
Okay, so that's what I was getting at. So that matchup could come down to potentially how their seasons play out. It could play as division winner game. It could come down to that. That could be interesting. I can't think of the last time the Dolphins have been in that situation, so that'll be interesting.
We'll see.
Hopefully Tua's still healthy at that point. That's going to be a big factor.
His eggs will be scrambled by week 8.
Who's their backup? Is it that?
Well, they got.
Wasn't it Mike White? Yeah, that's what I thought from the old from the Jets.
Jets.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see that game down the stretch where their teams, where they venture off to, and where they sit at the end of the season when that matchup comes. If that's a divisional determining game, that'll be interesting.
Fun fact: Mike White had a perfect 158.3 QB rating against the Broncos.
Well, he only threw one pass?
True.
Oh, okay. All right. That was 50%.
And one of them was a touchdown.
It's true. Facts.
He wins.
Well, I'll tell you who doesn't win. The Raiders. We will touch on them. All I can say is I'm pretty sure, one, Khalil Mack, didn't he come from the Raiders? He came from the Raiders, went to the Bears, left the Bears, went to the Chargers, right?
Affirmative.
So I'm pretty sure he was more than happy to be on the winning side of that game. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what the fuck the Raiders are doing. They look like straight trash. Like,
good.
I don't even know. Like Devontae Adams has to regret going there because the whole reason he went for that, to that organization was it was his childhood team, and his buddy Derek Carr was there. Well, then they shipped his ass out of town faster than they can think of, and now he's left with
Aiden O'Connell.
a shell of a team now, and he's got to be regretting that decision. Because he said he wanted to, have a Hall of Fame career. It ain't going to happen with O'Connell. I'll tell you that much. But
we'll see what Jimmy G's doing here.
Yeah, they look like straight trash. The Chargers, the Chargers hang on to knock off the Raiders 24-17. Khalil Mack does have 6 sacks in the game. Tied for most sacks in a single game with 6, and he's the 5th player to do it. That's impressive. I mean, I was watching McAfee earlier, and they had J.J. Watt on. I don't know if it was today or yesterday, and they were talking to J.J., and they asked him, now, for anybody that watches football or has even heard of football or has ever seen J.J. Watt, they know the guy is a freaking beast. He's like the Incredible Hulk. They asked him how many sacks he's had in a game, and he said he thought he had 3 or 4, max. And this guy just had 6. Pretty damn impressive.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm pretty sure that the Raiders probably regret letting him go, but I don't know. Either way, it was a good win for the Chargers. I don't know how I don't know how well that's going to do for them down the stretch because they are professional choke artists.
The Chargers are so fucking overrated. Justin Herbert's overrated. Eckler.
I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to say I buy into the hype train, but I feel like they almost remind me of the the early 2000s Cowboys when they had Barber, Choice, DeMarcus Ware, Romo, Des Bryant. Like, they had so much talent on that team, and it was like, how could you not win more games? Like, I don't know how you didn't win. I feel like that way with the Chargers. Herbert is a pretty damn good quarterback. You have Keenan Allen. You had Austin Eckler. You had Mike Williams. You had a decent defense. I think the biggest Achilles heel, no pun intended, was the coach. He goes for 4th down every single time, whether it's 4th and inches or 4th and 45. Fuck it, I'm going for it. It could be 4th and 45 on their own 1. I'm going for it. Like, you got to give it to him. He's consistent, and if there's a key on this, if there's a key on this podcast that we subscribe to, it's consistency. But
consistency is the key.
But my God, it's been biting them in the ass. His decision making.
Cheers to Brandon Staley, but I don't have any more in that drink at all.
I mean, he doesn't either.
That's right. He done.
How long do you think he's got left before they don't start turning this around and start doing something if positive? The fans are gonna call for his head. I mean,
yeah, he better hope for that playoff spot this year, but man,
I mean, they have so much talent, which is kind of why I buy into it, because it's hard to believe a team with that kind of potential can't get it done. Like, you can't get it done with Austin Eckler. Really? You can't get it done with Austin Eckler. Like, come on.
He better be able to rock after this bye, I'll tell you that. Losing receivers doesn't help you either.
No, it doesn't. Hopefully you would think somebody would step up and take that role, but I don't know who that's going to be. It remains to be seen. But moving on, we got the Bengals and Titans. What the fuck is up with Cincinnati? Did Joe Burrow forget how to play? Did he forget how to play?
He's broken.
Or is it that offensive line that sucks? Like, I feel like we're in the same situation. Yeah, I feel like we're in the same situation as we were a couple years ago when Burrow was leading the league in sacks. Getting sacked, not actually making sacks. But I don't know. I don't know how the heck. I mean, I know they say the Super Bowl hangover is real, but I don't know how you go from being in the Super Bowl one year to going 1-3 the following year. Like it's not great.
They'll go only as far as Joe Burrow will take them, but he's got a bad wheel. He's not right,
And the line's not giving him any help.
No,
which is crazy because didn't they sign Orlando Brown from the Chiefs?
The Nickelodeon kid that got in trouble for.
I don't know. I thought they signed a lineman. They signed. I don't know. Allegedly, who knows? I thought they signed somebody from the Chiefs, the Super Bowl team,
I'm looking
and yet it still doesn't help. Like I don't understand. You bring linemen in, and they still ain't getting it done. I don't know.
Orlando Brown from Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know either. Roosevelt Brown. I don't know. Cincinnati sucks. They're irrelevant. They're trash. I was trying to be really upbeat. I was trying to be like nothing but positives for all these teams this year, or at least this week, and I just can't do it.
Well, while you're on that train, Ravens 28, Browns 3. What the hell's up with Deshaun Watson? He just decided to mail it in this week, or what?
Yeah, he was medically cleared. There's a whole big thing on that.
That's my thing. Like, how are you medically cleared and you just were like, nah, fuck it, I ain't playing?
I don't know.
Did the massage therapist give him a bad tuggy and he just wasn't able to go, or what? I don't get it.
I think it's like what I like to call the Tiger Woods syndrome. You remember when Tiger Woods was at his peak and he was like finger blasting the Denny's waitresses like on top of the fucking waffle maker and whatnot. He was doing really good, right? And then he got caught, and then he just mediocre and injured and just trash. Deshaun Watson was, top 5 NFL quarterback when he was out there getting tuggies and happy endings and 200 everything. He was getting extra special attention. He was doing great. And then he got busted, and all of a sudden he's like fucking Tiger Woods after he rolled his Buick Enclave down a goddamn embankment. So yeah,
I can't wait to see you tie this all together.
I say that to say this: Deshaun Watson is the Tiger Woods from 2017. I don't know.
So
garbage.
So
bad.
I don't know. I don't, as we've established, I don't watch the Browns. I'm not a fan of the Browns, but I thought that this Thompson Robinson kid, wasn't he supposed to be like the darling from preseason? Like I thought he had a really good preseason. Am I just mistaken, or what happened?
The problem with preseason is,
was it just because he was
on the roster is not playing?
I was gonna say, was it just because he was going against the? Was it because he was going against the third string JV squad, their practice team?
Yeah, supposedly, from listening to other podcasts that aren't our direct rivals, it seems like they had a feeling that Deshaun Watson wasn't. He had in no way, shape, or form was he going to play this week. He took all the quarterback rushing reps, but he didn't actually throw it all this week. Dorian Thompson Robinson, that's a fucking mouthful. He was the one who was, I guess, in practice all week was taking the reps as far as passing, but not that it showed on Sunday because, God, he was just awful.
Well, unfortunately, now the franchise has to rest on the shoulders of Watson because I don't think Thomas Robinson's going to get it done, and you don't have Chubb, so you got to get somebody to do something on offense. I don't know who that is at this point, but something's got to happen because that defense can't carry the whole season.
How the hell? God damn. I don't remember being that bad. Jerome Ford, literally, it was like looking like the second coming of fucking Trent Richardson. 9 carries for 26 yards.
I'm pretty sure that's the second Trent Richardson reference that's been made in 4 weeks.
God damn. The only person who had a harder rushing game or piss poor rushing game than Jerome Ford this past week was Elijah Moore at his loss of 20, where he ran. Holy shit! Oh my god, it's like when you're playing your toddler kid in Madden and he runs the wrong direction and panics. And
was it Robinson or was it Watson 2 weeks ago that threw like a 15-yard pass backwards?
That was Watson. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right.
He panicked too. He hit the eject.
Well, I was gonna say, that was the -20 there, the old pass backwards.
This was actually Elijah Moore like trying to do. I don't know what the hell he was trying to do, but
was he trying to play football or was he trying to play soccer in a football stadium?
He was doing some backyard shit. I'll tell you that. Man.
Well, as we can see, that didn't work. But yeah.
The Browns game was awful. It was absolutely awful. The only thing worse was the Monday night game.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. But to touch base on the winless teams, we had Vikings, Panthers, Broncos, Bears. Yay! We have two. We're down to two remaining winless teams. Vikings, Panthers. Vikings 21-13 win over the Panthers. Broncos, Bears. Congratulations, Bears. You're the worst team right now. You lost to the Broncos.
It's not even close either.
No. I mean, the score looks a lot closer than it actually was. But
you lost to the Broncos with did Javonte Williams 2 carries? No, okay. So I know Javonte got hurt. I just wondered what he actually did in this game. But yeah.
God, well, he had better yards per carry than Elijah Moore.
He smoked a lot. Yeah, he made
by 20 yards. By 20, that's got to be some sort of a record to have more positive yards with 0 than somebody who had 1 carry.
Yeah, it wasn't the worst rushing performance of the week. I'll tell you that. Woo.
Oh man. I think Elijah Moore could have had a write-in vote for Dud of the Week.
If anybody would have been playing him, he would have gotten a vote.
I can't believe there's a few in our league that wasn't playing him. But with that being said, we have Cowboys, Patriots 38-3, 38-3. That's the worst. Supposedly, I find it hard to believe, but that's the worst loss of Bill Belichick's career. I find that hard to believe, but I don't know. I mean, aside from the Patriots, he was with other teams. I still find that hard to believe. It might be his worst Patriot loss, but he hasn't lost worse than that with other teams.
I don't know, because they were sort of kicking dicks with Cleveland.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I just found it I just found it interesting. I don't know.
I mean, Bill Belichick's the best coach in NFL history, and any motherfucker. I watched I don't remember what it was. I listened to other podcasts. Now I'm pissed because I don't remember what it was. But somebody questioned how good of a coach Bill Belichick actually is, and they actually gave credit to Tom Brady. They made it sound like it was all Tom Brady doing all the winning. Sure, it was all Tom Brady doing all that goddamn winning. When every one of them fucking Bill Belichick disciples went off on their own and failed at every level except for Nick Saban, who was also with him in Cleveland. But
that's pretty interesting. But he's not even at the pro level, though. At the pro level, he sucked.
Exactly.
And it's funny. It's interesting because if you look at the Belichick tree, it's not even that, it's an even split or 50-50. Literally, 100% have failed.
Yeah, they're garbage. But it must all be Tom Brady. Belichick can't coach. How about this? How about, what do you think maybe the 7th round draft pick and fucking talentless body of shame, asshat fucking Tom Brady, who couldn't even start for the Michigan Wolverines? How about this? Maybe here's a take. Maybe he wasn't so fucking great. It was all Belichick. How about that original fucking thought, you assholes? Bill Belichick is the greatest fucking pro coach of NFL history.
I'll put it this way.
Everybody else can eat shit.
I'm not saying he's not the greatest coach because, I mean, the numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie. That's goddamn right.
But I will say I think Brady didn't hurt the situation either.
I think Brady wouldn't have been Brady anywhere else if he wasn't with Belichick for all those years.
Well, he did. Well, yeah, I could see that. I was going to say he did do it in Tampa, but that was after how many years in New England? I think Brady definitely played a part in the Patriots' success, but regardless, the Patriots' success doesn't start without Belichick there either.
That's right. But,
so
man. Ooh,
put Eric Mangini with Tom Brady for 10 years, and we'll see if they have the same result. Or Hugh Jackson. Or
don't fuck off Hugh Jackson. I don't want him back.
Marvin Lewis.
Marvin Lewis is interesting.
Yeah, but we'll end the recap here with the Chiefs and the Jets. The Chiefs were kind of running away with it for a little while, and then all of a sudden the Jets decided to make it interesting. But the Chiefs, in the end, do get the win, 23-20 over the Jets. In that game, Mahomes throws his 200th touchdown pass in his 84th career game, fastest to do that milestone in NFL history. Just yet another milestone, another record he's broke, one of many to come, I'm sure. I don't know what's going on with the Chiefs. Like,
this was a pure gambling trap game.
Exactly. I was going to say, it almost seems like one of those games where this should be a blowout, and somehow they do just enough to cover.
Mm-hmm. It's funny, too,
and then
like the football move slide at the end.
The suckers fall for it every time. I'm going to bet the Chiefs, and I'm going to bet the over, and every single time they do just enough to cover.
Folks.
I'm
fall for that shit.
I'm personally, we've talked on this before as far as fantasy drafting. You have your will not at any point ever draft when it comes to fantasy certain players. Well, no, the Chiefs. I will never. It's going to be very hard for me to ever bet anything on the Chiefs.
Chiefs not named Mahomes or Kelsey.
Well, no, just in general. Like, I don't really want to, aside from player props, like straight lines, like I can't do over-unders. I just can't do it. I can't do spreads. Like, they're too predictable to cover. I don't know. I don't feel comfortable doing it.
I did do Chiefs money line. I think I may have done another million token bit peso points on that one.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. Well, we'll move on to some of the breaking news. Not that there's a whole lot to cover here. The only one that I can think of that I ever, remember coming up is Tre'Davious White from the Bills tears his Achilles. He's done for the year. I don't know what the hell's going on, but it seems like the Achilles is the cool fad thing of the season. Apparently, it seems like every other injury, it used to be the ACL. Now it seems like it's the Achilles this year. I don't know if Rodgers just set precedent, but it seems like an awful lot of guys are dealing with Achilles injuries this year. But he is done. Do you know? I thought he was supposed to come back. I don't know if he did play this week or if he's supposed to come back this coming week. Did Von Miller come back yet?
I read something about him, but it was probably just a Dance with the Stars headline.
Yeah, I didn't realize they put out updates for him still. It'll be nice when they get him back. That'll be a big boost for them, but a big blow, to lose Tre'Davious White. But, I mean...
Still in the pup squad.
I thought I heard something about him supposed to be playing this week, but...
Returns to practice 10 hours, Expected to play Sunday.
Interesting.
I don't know. He's old as shit. He's got nice glasses and a nice cha-cha-cha. But other than that, I don't really know much difference he's going to make.
Well,
I
I'll
need
put it
some
this way.
Pringles.
He can. That's random.
I'm hungry.
He can't hurt the defense. I'll put it that way. But well,
right.
let's dive
But his
into
heart
some
doesn't
stud.
stop.
It's true.
Shit.
I could go a certain way, but I will steer clear.
Welcome back, Tamar. Number 3. That's number 1 in your program. Or reverse that.
I was gonna say number 3. Who's 1 and 2? Oh boy, it's late. All right. Well,
fucking stormtrooper. He's a clone. He's not real.
Let's dive into the studs and duds here, and then we'll see where we fare with the early predictions on quarter division leaders, and then we can make a quick prediction, kind of some rapid pace here, and see where we fare about halfway through the year. We'll see where we are. Fantasy studs, we got Christian McCaffrey, Josh Allen, Stephon Diggs, Seattle Seahawks defense. Christian McCaffrey currently 80% of the vote, Josh Allen 20% of the vote. That seems pretty straightforward to me. I don't know how you really vote anything other than CMC. I mean,
dude, that dude balled out, man.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Josh Allen had a good day. Stephon Diggs obviously had a good day if Josh Allen had a good day. Seattle Seahawks defense had a hell of a day. But CMC is he has big weeks every single week, I feel like, but he had an exceptional week. So, I don't know. I voted for him.
I voted for him. I'm a proud papa.
Fantasy dud of the week. Pittsburgh's defense. Jordan Addison, Elijah Moore, we already covered, and Joe Burrow. We got Pittsburgh's defense at 50%, Jordan Addison 25%, Joe Burrow 25%, Elijah Moore 0%. I mean, I feel like, again, every week the dud seems to come down to straight math. I don't know how anything other than Pittsburgh's defense has votes. I don't know why Jordan Addison does. I don't know why Joe Burrow does, but I went with Pittsburgh's defense.
I went with Pittsburgh's defense, and I'm a Jordan Addison owner, and I went with Pittsburgh defense. Although after I look back at it, shit, the Elijah Moore thing looks like more of a. I'm surprised he didn't get a vote tossed his way with his bullshit.
I was kind of surprised, honestly, with the number of people that are Browns fans in our league. I can't believe they didn't get more votes. But yeah, it's kind of hard to overlook a defense getting you -1 when they get their shit stomped. But yeah, it is what it is, I guess. All right, so let's top this off here. We'll run through our division picks real quick. Early on, week 1, we kind of ran through and who we thought could be the division leaders here. Currently, we'll start with the AFC East. Bills, Dolphins, both at 3-1. Patriots 1-3. Jets 1-3. I believe you picked the Dolphins. I picked the Bills. So we're both right.
Yeah, that's right.
What do you? Where do you see midseason? Where do you think this is going to go?
Man, Bills. I don't think Tua. The Dolphins have the talent. I don't think Tua's got that longevity.
I'm going to stick with the Bills just because I don't want to say the Dolphins are a flash in the pan, but the Bills have been there. They've been consistent throughout the entire season for a couple seasons now. The Dolphins, I feel like, are still trying to find their groove. I don't think they're going to be able to sustain success at a high rate throughout the entire season, week after week. That's obvious given the fact that they just got stomped by 28 points. So I'm going to go with the Bills. AFC North, we got the Ravens, Steelers, Browns, Bengals. We both picked the Browns. Ravens are at 3-1, Steelers 2-2, Browns 2-2, Bengals 1-3. What do you think?
Depends on if Deshaun Watson actually plays and gets his shit right. They're minus Nick Chubb now. God, I don't even want to do it. The Ravens.
I was going to say, with the Chubb injury, I got to go with the Ravens. The Steelers look like shit. Bengals are horrible. If the Browns had Nick Chubb still there with that high-powered defense still, I'd probably side with the Browns. But Chubb is a huge blow as far as an offensive weapon. I don't know how they're going to fill that. So I got to go with the Ravens by default. AFC South, we got the Colts, Texans, Jaguars, Titans. Colts 2-2, Texans 2-2, Jags 2-2, Titans 2-2. I think we both picked the Jags. What are you thinking?
I'm sticking with it. I think the Jags get their shit together. Trevor Lawrence balls out. Ridley, defense is nice. Yeah. Jaguars. I'm sticking with the Jags.
I'm torn.
Mm-mm.
I'm torn.
Who are you thinking?
I think Richardson is a huge plus to the Colts. And if Jonathan Taylor can get his shit together, that could be a hell of an offense. However, that's a big if. However, I also think C.J. Stroud has played pretty damn good with a bunch of practice squad guys. But I don't know.
Collins tanked out.
But I don't know if they're good enough to go the distance. I'm going to go with the Colts. I'll take the Colts.
Jags. I'm staying true, Jags.
AFC West, Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, Broncos. We got Chiefs 3-1, Chargers 2-2, Raiders, Broncos bringing up the ass at 1-3.
Sticking with my original. Going Chiefs.
I got to stay with the Chiefs. The Chargers are
you didn't stay with the Chiefs. You picked the Chargers at the first.
Correct. No, I'm saying I agree. I agree. I got to go with the Chiefs.
That's right.
The Chiefs have too many freaking weapons, and Brandon Staley can't figure out how to punt. So, with that, I'm punting on the Chargers.
Sometimes you got to swallow your pride in that shitty Great Lakes Oktoberfest and punt the ball.
We got the NFC now. Well, NFC East, we got the Eagles 4-0, Cowboys 3-1, Commanders 2-2, Giants 1-3. What do you think?
I'm a Giants fan for years.
Well, if anybody's listened, dating back to the previous season, you had a big affinity for the Giants, if I remember right.
That whole division. I got a halfer right now just thinking about the NFC East. I'm filled up. I'm actually probably gonna do unspeakable things once this podcast's over. Thinking about.
Wow.
Look at that.
All right.
Look at the bird, the star, the dove, and the Big Apple. God, how can you go wrong?
Eagles. So what do you got? So you got Eagles. Eagles. Yeah, I'll take the Eagles because as much as the Cowboys' defense is pretty damn good, I don't trust the offense. And the fact that you can get stomped by the Cardinals, not that we know what the Cardinals are. I don't trust the Cowboys. And if there's anything that's a guarantee for sure bet, it's the Chiefs will win and the Cowboys will let you down. So I'm going to go with the Eagles. NFC North, we got the Lions, Packers, Vikings, Bears. Lions 3-1, Packers 2-2, Vikings 1-3, and Todd's Bears at 0-4. So you're taking the Bears. Okay, got it. I will take.
Don't be confused by the fact that I have a couple of knit ski caps with the old C and the George Stanley Hallis initials on them. That I'm riding the Bears to this Super Bowl. No, sir. I came with fucking Campbell. I'm leaving with Campbell. We're going to eat ostrich eggs for breakfast and fuck dinosaurs by dinner. Lions. Still the Lions. Always the Lions. Forever the Lions.
Well, as much as it pains me, and I fucking hate it, we just saw the Lions and Packers. Lions are 3-1. Packers are currently second in the division at 2-2. And they just got the shit stomped out of them by the Lions. So I have a hard time believing the Packers are going to do anything different the second time around. So I got to stick with the Lions as well.
Yes, sir.
NFC South, we got the Baker Buccaneers, Falcons, Saints, Panthers. Bucks 3-1, Falcons, Saints both 2-2, and the Panthers bringing up the ass at 0-4.
I'm sticking with the Saints.
I like the Saints defense.
I got it wrong in the first half, but not by much. Baker Mayfield is going to bake.
The Buccaneers are going to be horrible. I'm just debating right now. I'm just debating. Yeah, it's true. I'm just debating on the Falcons with Brian Robinson.
Desmond Ridder sucks balls.
I'm not talking about Ridder. I'm not talking about Ridder. When you got Bijan Robinson, though, that's pretty hard to overlook. I will say the Saints.
Not when you put 8 in the box and fucking know exactly who's going to get the ball.
I mean, it hasn't stopped them yet.
I mean, they stopped them twice. They're 2-2.
Yeah, but those 2 games, he didn't have big games. They didn't give him the ball.
Oh, didn't have big games. Would you say it's because he didn't play well, or because they knew that that's all they got? But sure. Yeah, go ahead. Go. Saddle your wagon.
I'll put it this way.
Bijan Robinson Falcons. Go ahead.
Jags beat them 23-7, and Robinson still
starting by week 6.
Robinson still went 14 of 105 with a 7.5 average. That's pretty damn good for getting your ass handed to you. It's still pretty good. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he's a hell of a running back.
And one win was by a fucking point against your Packers.
Hey, I didn't say I'm going to pick them. I just said I'm on the fence because of the running back.
Look at their wins. They beat.
I didn't say they were good.
Hold on, they beat the Panthers. No, you're talking about them winning the division. They lost.
No. I'm talking about them. I'm talking about them leading it halfway, not winning it. We go by quarters here. Relax.
No, they beat the Panthers. They beat the Panthers. Oh boy, so did fucking St. Ed's.
Relax.
St. Ed's beat the Panthers.
Hey, don't put the Ezekiel before the horse. We're talking halfway through the season here, not the end of season. 1 quarter at a time.
They do have that luscious bye week there that might save you. That might give you some hope.
I will stick with the Saints solely because they are getting Kamara back, and they do have Kamara. They do have Olave. They do have Thomas, and the only thing that's going to keep them from leading at half is Jameson Winston. Not going to happen. If Derek Carr's not there, then yeah, they're not going to be leading. But we'll end here with the NFC West. We got the Niners 4-0, Seahawks 3-1, Rams 2-2, and the Cardinals 1-3.
I've never felt stronger about a team. It's hard to believe with my love for the Lions. But man, San Fran, baby, I left my heart in San Francisco.
I literally, it just pisses me off because I hate San Fran. But I literally don't know who in the NFC, aside from potentially Philly, is good enough to knock them off.
Nobody.
Like, I just don't. It just drives me nuts because I hate San Fran with a passion.
Yeah.
I don't see anybody knocking them off, though. Their defense is ridiculous. They have more offensive weapons than you can count. And it's just unreal. But, yeah, I got to go with San Fran.
Didn't even do anything this last week.
That's what's sad. That's what's sad. They don't even use all of their weapons, and they still get wins. Like, it's ridiculous.
Purdy's looking pretty goddamn good. No interceptions through 4 weeks. Woo!
You pick him right up where he left off.
Fuck. A 72%. Oh, my dear Lord, dude.
Yeah.
There's a reason. That shit ain't average. That's big. I mean, that's big. Woo!
Well, we'll end with a prediction here. I think we'll both agree. We got we're currently recording this Wednesday night. We got Thursday night barn burner next or tomorrow. We got the winless Bears at the Commanders. What do you think?
I mean, I wouldn't. I
No,
would take.
Are we taking the under as usual?
Are we taking points? God, probably the under. Washington's got a fantastic defense. Chicago ain't gonna score. Washington might score all the points. I like Washington to cover too. Washington. And the under. I always take the under. Don't even when I'm wrong, I'm right.
Fuck you. That's not true. Because I took the under I think it was last week, and it burnt me.
Token bid peso points?
No, and I even pushed the under up, and I still lost.
Yeah, trap game. I took the under too, and I lost too.
Yeah, see, so it's not always 100%. But in this case, when you have the Bears who can't, they don't know how to, score points, I think you're safe with the under. I think the Commanders win. I don't think it's close.
I think you're probably right. I almost want to put 1 million token bit peso points on it too. Boop, boop.
Do you want to put $1,000,010?
I might do that. I don't know if I can combine it. I'll do that.
Well, all right. Well, that'll wrap up this week's episode of the Fifth Quarter Sportscast. Download, rate, subscribe, review, all that good stuff. You want to interact with us on the socials here. It's 5th Sportscast, 5THQ Sportscast. Yeah, until next week, go watch some football, go get some bets in. As Todd says, take the under on Thursday Night Football. You want to bet on the Bears, feel free. I wouldn't. But, yeah, go watch some football, play some bets. We will catch you guys next week.
The official animal of Scotland is the unicorn.